So, who are you?
My name is Matthew Cashmore and I'm a Senior Research Producer for BBC Research and Innovation.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
Well, I organised the Mashed 2008 event for the BBC, so that's just 400 hackers from across Europe, 400 developers doing everything from mashing up map data and our traffic and travel right through to doing interesting stuff with subtitling and flying blimps and building aeroplanes.
Seems to be more hardware hacks this year than last year.
Yeah, I think that was not necessarily a deliberate curveball for us, but we saw that there was a want to do more hardware last year, so we brought a big table full of electronics here, and we made it plain that it wasn't just about web apps this year, that it was about a much broader sense of things. And it was just really, this year it just boiled down to come along and do something cool, build something cool, and it didn't matter whether that was a web app, some software, or whether it was something physical.
Was it slightly less focus on feeds? Last year it was often the BBC feeds you wanted people to work from, whereas it seems to be, like I say, more hardware and...
No, I think this year we'll see a lot more done with the BBC, mainly because we have a lot more out there. We have a lot more APIs, we have a lot more feeds. Last year it was very much about web apps. I say this year we've tried to broaden that out a little bit.
Okay, so 400 people this year. It's not bad.
We released 650 tickets, so 650 tickets were booked. And we've had just over 400 people through the door so far.
Right, okay. It seems to be some people have juggled this and interesting as well.
Yeah, interesting is on at the same time as us again this year, which is really good. I wish I could go to it, so I wish they'd organise it on another day.
Yeah. So this year it seems to be BBC on your own organising it rather than with Yahoo quite as central as last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was us on our own, because what we've tried to do is, last year it was the BBC and Yahoo and we organised it. This year it's the BBC's kind of taken what was a brilliant, fantastic idea, and it's Yahoo's idea. I mean, there's no bones about that. Yahoo came up with the concept of Hack Day. We ran it with them last year, and I've unceremoniously stole it and made it a little bit broader. But the reason why we haven't done it as a partnership this year is because we wanted to be much broader, and we wanted a lot more people to be involved. So by not having just one big commercial partner, we were able to invite everybody. So we had both Yahoo and Google here this year. We've had Microsoft here and Multimac here. We've got The Guardian, Channel 4. We've got a very long list of partners this year, which is really good.
It seems to be a real buzz about it, but less frantic than last year.
Yes, the organisation is a little bit smoother this year, and I think part of that is there's only one company organising it.
Right.
And also, of course, because we learned a lot doing it last year, so a lot of the logistical issues we have, we've solved. We're using the same people, BT Open Zone, who did the Wi-Fi last year, so they knew what the problems were, so the Wi-Fi's been fairly stable throughout the weekend. It hasn't had a proper full crash, which is nice, although we had some backup internet access just in case. The food we've improved dramatically. Channel 4 bought the food for us, and they've put a decent budget behind it, and that's resulted in some really cracking stuff. A lot more relaxed organisationally this year.
How did you prevent the lightning strike this year?
Well, you haven't seen the presentations yet. Let's get to the end of today and see whether or not we get struck by lightning. Crossing fingers. Although it's a sunny day, so we might get away with it.
And when was the last time television was broadcast from
1956.
Wow.
This is the first time we broadcast television from Alexandra Palace since 1956.
Excellent. And just to reiterate, what is it that's been broadcast here?
We're broadcasting about 2 or 3 channels, which is basically very local multiplex, which you can only get in Alexandra Palace. And it's for testing and development purposes. So we're allowing developers access to our interactive TV streams and content and data, and we're letting them build interactive TV services which sit on top of that content.
Okay. And finally, have you started planning for next year?
In my head, yeah. I must admit, I have gone around and gone, okay, we'll do that this year. That worked really well. Let's do that again. All boils down to funding.
Right. Excellent. Thank you ever so much. It's been a brilliant weekend. Thank you. Thanks.